Okay, this video is brought to you by Insta360. Okay, so this is the Insta360 Flow. This is a AI-powered phone gimbal for your phone, helping you get that smooth footage with your phone. I have here the iPhone 15 Pro, and this is the Insta360 Flow. This is the creator combo. Before we get into the logistics of what this thing can do, let's get into what's inside the bag here. So first of all, what's included is this clear bag right here. It's really cool. You can just wear it with you. And I actually had a buddy that used just the pouch just to take stuff into like a basketball game. And I've seen people use these clear pouches to get in conferences and stuff that don't allow large bags. And this is transparent, so everything inside your bag can be seen. So it comes with this bag here, it comes with this clear carrying case. Then inside in this combo, you have this grip, and we'll talk about that in just a second here. Let's set that to the side. A couple of other things. There is a light. There's a LED light that pops on top of the phone, and I'll show you that in just a minute as well. We also have this USB-C to Lightning cable for those of you with older iPhones. You have that. You also have this USB-C to USB-C. So like I said, I have the iPhone 15 Pro here. You can use your iPhone 15 Pro with this cable. We're gonna set these over here to the side. Those are more like charging cables. Last but not least here, this is a USB-C to USB-A. Set that there. And then inside, and then here's the gimbal right here. And also we have this phone adapter right there. It expands and detracts right there. And then last but not least, there's just some literature inside, warranty information and such. So let's set this to the side and let's talk about the gimbal here. So the way that this works is with most phones here, all you have to do is put this on the back and put it down all the way. And the way you want to do this is you want to place it vertically centered on the phone. So I'm going to scoot it up just a little bit right there. And you may be concerned about the buttons of it hitting the buttons and such, but if you look here, if you push it up enough, those buttons go underneath and they float right underneath. You're not pressing those buttons at all. Okay, the gimbal itself, all you have to do is pull this part down, unfold it like that, and now it becomes awake. Now it's awake. And then what you do is you take your phone and you just pop it on right there. And that is now on the gimbal. You could actually start filming with it if you want to, or if I double tap this button on the phone here, it now goes to landscape mode. And there you go, you see me filming landscape. But we're not gonna jump into the gimbal just yet. Let me just remove this here. It's attached via magnet on there, but this gimbal right here as well on the bottom it comes with this extension so that you have a little more room to grip. But at the same time, if you pull even further, right here, and extend these, now you have a tripod stand for it. So now it can stand by itself. So now I'll put my phone on there, and what I'll do is I'll double tap this button right here, and you'll see the phone goes to landscape mode. I do that again, it goes to vertical mode. Now these are just features of how this gimbal works without even using the app. But let's talk about the physical specs on here. Let's see what else we can do with this thing. Okay, first off, let's go one by one through these certain accessories that came with this. So I'm gonna remove my phone. We'll set this to the side. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with this grip here. This grip will help you grip the gimbal some more, just giving you a little more stability onto there. So what we'll do is we'll actually pull this into here. And what I'll do is I'll just slide this right on. There we go. And it goes on right there. You just want to make sure the bottom lines up there. So that actually just feels a little more comfortable as you hold it. So that's pretty good. One other thing I wanted to highlight is at the bottom, there is a 1/4-20 thread there. So you can actually mount this onto a tripod or any plate that you have that you want to attach it to. So there's that. So this is how it is when it's folded, it's closed. But as I unfold it, that's what turns it on. And you'll see right there, those lights light up. Let's open up this tripod. And now that's static and ready to go. So all I need to do is line up this part right here onto the gimbal, and I'll pop this onto there. For my preference, because I usually shoot in landscape, I'm gonna double click here, rotate that horizontally, and let's take a look at some of the features here. So what you have is obviously the bottom, we talked about that. Next up, you have your power button, you have your record button, so when you are using the Insta360 app paired to your phone, you could start and stop recording there. You can rotate, as I mentioned, with this button right here. You have 4 shooting modes here. You have auto, you have follow, which is the second one, you have pan follow, and then you have FPV there. And the way to switch these is by just swiping left to right, or right to left. In the center, you have this joystick, and I'm gonna point it down, and you can see it's tilting my camera down. I push up, and it's tilting my camera upwards, left and right as well. So there's that. Those are the physical buttons. And then also inside of the app, there is a scroll wheel on the left to right here, and you can zoom in and zoom out using this scroll wheel. So those are the features bottom. Moving on up here. Next, what we're gonna talk about on the device itself is that there is a cold shoe mount right here. So you can actually slide in and put a microphone or any accessories right there, a cold shoe mount. Underneath, there is a USB right here, and that says power out. So you can actually power your phone while you are using your gimbal. So what I could do, I'm gonna take my USB-C cable right here. I'm gonna plug this into the side of my phone, and then I'll route this cable underneath and plug it in right there. And now I'm charging my phone using the gimbal. Not to mention, I could also charge my phone with my gimbal using my gimbal specifically just as a power bank. And so we talked about the bag, we talked about the USB-C to Lightning, there's a USB-C to USB-A. Those we're gonna put to the side because that's all we're gonna need. But last but not least is actually this light right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the USB-C cable from my phone and from the gimbal right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in this light into the bottom of the gimbal. And then what I'll do is I'll pinch the sides, and then I'm going to put it right onto the top of the camera there. It attaches via magnets, but also clamps on as well. So now I have a light attached to my gimbal in case if I'm shooting in the dark. What I can do is I can press and hold on the right side, and it turns the light on. So you have 3 lighting modes. You have the standard, I tap the right button once, it goes brighter, the right button a second time, and it goes brighter. And if I tap it one more time, it goes back to the lower dim mode. And also color temperature as well. On the left side here, if I tap on this, you'll see here now it changes into like more of an orange light, giving you a warmer light there, kind of a middle daylight, and then also a cool. So you have 3 modes on each of those for brightness and also warm, cool, and kind of a natural sunlight, daylight color there. Don't know how often I'll be using this light, but it's nice to know that you have the option there with it. So as I'm in the app, you'll see that if I scroll in, I'll zoom in, and it zooms in the footage there, and it zooms out. So that's what I'm saying is that with the app, you get a couple of extra features. Also, if I zoom out, it'll go up to the 0.5 times lens, and I can zoom in, and it'll jump to that lens as well. So that's pretty cool. To recenter the gimbal, say I'm off and I'm using it, I'll just double click the trigger. And there it is. If I tap it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, it now rotates the camera towards me, and now I'm recording myself. 1, 2, 3, and it'll flip around again. So let's change some of these settings here. We got 4K 30 frames. I want to do 4K 24. You'll see that you have the options for 4K, 1080p, and 720p, and then also 24, 25, 30, and 60 while you're in 4K. And then let's see, you can set a flash on there if you want. You could set up different color filters like so, and you can set the strength on them, so that's pretty cool. Not gonna use that because I'm very big into post-production of where I wanna edit stuff in post. But these hand gestures here are pretty cool. I turn my hand gesture on, so if I do this while it's looking at me, it'll do this. So let's see, let's flip this around. Okay, we're gonna go over here. And also to test this, like, it's not framing me, but if it wants to record me, all I have to do is stand in the shot, hold up my hand like this. It's blinking 3 times until it starts to record. And now that you can see from my screen right there, it is recording, and it's recording me. But you'll notice that it's not tracking me as well. I could walk around and it's recording, but it's gonna keep that the same. Another great feature about this is the AI tracking and another great feature about this is the recording and the tracking. So let me hold up my hand. Let's see if it stops. 2, 3. I held up my hand and it blinked twice, and then it stopped recording. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna tap on this hand icon right there. We're gonna do this one, which is gesture to start tracking and recording. So let me jump back over there. So I could be anywhere I want to in this shot. I'm not even like centered in the frame, but if I hold my hand up, it has now adjusted towards me. It's blinking that light, and it's tracking me wherever I go. So that's pretty cool. I'll walk here, it's tracking me. I really like how it uses the flash to give me that identifier to let me know if I am recording or not. To give me that identifier to know like if it's starting or stopping. I'll hold my hand up again. Gave me 2 flashes from my phone and then it stopped recording. So those are a couple of those AI features that are built into there. We talked about these icons at the top. This one right here, we'll switch the camera to front facing to rear facing. We talked about resolutions. You could also control and manually control your exposure settings. So I have an auto right now, you can manual that. You could also change the flow mode, the zoom wheel, the custom buttons, the joystick speed, track sensitivity, and so on. I have a grid on the screen for a grid layout. I also have a histogram on the screen, making sure my exposure is correct. But let's check out some of the other features that are on here. We've got a pano photo right here. So what I'll do is I'll just press that there. It says preparing. It's gonna go all the way around and capture this pano photo by itself. So it's kind of like getting this large grid system and putting this together. So let's see how this looks. Panoramic shooting. Please keep flow stable. You obviously don't want to move it. Let's see that go. That's pretty cool. It's taken, I think, 9 pictures here. It stitches them together, and that is our photo right there. Obviously, I'm not in a picturesque place, but that pano feature is cool. Let's save that photo. We could also go to photo mode. You could use this to take photos for you. We're gonna skip past that. Video we just talked about. Time lapse is really cool. Let's see, I don't see anything happening out here that is worthy of a time lapse, but let's see, let's confirm. But here's some examples of a time lapse. Time shift now. What I like about time shift is time lapse is like you're stable, this is stable in place. Time shift is if you're walking, you want to focus on something and walk around that. Here's an example of that. There's a slow motion mode. Honestly, it's another video mode, just changing up the frame rate. There's that. A dolly zoom is a really cool feature. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna try to use my camera to see what I'm filming here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, flip that around. Let's draw this around me. Let's start recording. And as I zoom in and out, as I move my arm forward and backwards, this is how it looks. Did it do anything? I'm not even sure. Obviously you want to film this with other people, but it's kind of that dramatic effect. Like I've seen it in a Lion King when Simba's like right before the stampede and you see this happen. So there's that. So that is the cinematic dolly zoom. You also get this widescreen mode. What it does is put black bars at the top and the bottom. It drops this color right here, and then you get this very, very dramatic looking, beautiful cinematic shot with your gimbal. These are obviously things you can do in post if you shoot manually, but it's nice to have that shortcut there in case you don't want to shoot it like that later. So there's widescreen mode, live mode. You can actually use this gimbal to track yourself while you're in either a live or even using it for FaceTime and such. So that's cool. Hoop mode. I'm just going to show what Insta360 does for hoop mode because I currently don't ball, not yet. So that is the Insta360 Flow. It's pretty cool. It's also super compact. I want to know what you think about it. I'm going to fold this up right here and put this away. So this is how it would look when you actually travel with it, is you take that, you fold it in, you put that in your bag, and you're set. So that is the Insta360 Flow. If you want to learn more about it, I'll have an affiliate link in the description. Also, if you found value in this video, please let me know by hitting like, subscribe, and commenting and sharing and doing all that. And yeah, I hope that you like the Insta360 Flow, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.